So expect increased volatility in the upcoming days and weeks because the Federal Reserve have already indicated that they will be hiking up the interest rate starting from March. And we are well aware, since crypto market is also very correlated with the stock market, any kind of instability there and even in the stock prices will definitely be reflected in price of Bitcoin. So what does this actually mean for us? Because we are well aware, on my yesterday's video I showed you with so many different examples which was actually indicating maybe the stock market might be in a overvalued area. Why? Because if you look at this S&P 500 Shiba PE ratio, we are well above this 30 line, and whenever we were above this 30 line, the Shiba PE ratio, guys, after that we have seen a drop of around 20%. And right now if you look at the current Shiba PE ratio, we are around this 35-36 range, which is also clearly above this 30 level. And whenever we were above this 30 level, you can see we have seen a drop of around 20%. And this is exactly one reason why I was actually warning you yesterday. And not just only this one here, guys, not just only this one here. Also, according to this Buffett indicator, since we are clearly above the 60%, which was indicating not just only the Shiba PE ratio is showing that market might be overvalued, but also through the help of this Buffett indicator, we can see we are around this strongly overvalued area. We came there in 2000, right, when we had this dot-com bubble, and now we are again around the same range, which is also indicating right now we are 57% higher than the longer term trend line. So this is also showing us exactly that right now, according to the Shiba PE ratio and also according to the Buffett indicator, the market might be around the overvalued area. We can still say that crypto is still undervalued if you look at this with the stock market. But guys, as I've already said to you, if the price of stocks are going to see any sort of a weakness and also a reversal, then that is definitely going to be also reflected in price of Bitcoin. And not just only this one here, guys. Yesterday was a very important day for us. I showed you with this federal funds effective rate. Since 2020 we were around the 0% interest rate, and now since the Federal Reserve have already planned to raise the interest rate starting from March, this is also going to trigger another big warning sign for stock markets, and also it's going to indirectly affect the crypto market, because we are well aware, if you look at this S&P 500 chart, after the March 2020 crash, the market is clearly in an uptrend, right? And if you look at this interest rate, exactly after this 2020 March, the interest rate was around 0%, and this is also a good reason since then why we were seeing this actual market phase. And maybe right now, right, we could be actually overvalued. And if we would see any sort of a correction, as I've already said you, according to the history, we have seen a 20% drop if the Shiba PE ratio was above 30 level. And right now, if this is going to happen, then you can see, according to this S&P 500, if we do see this drop around this 20% range, then you can see 3,800, 3,700, this is where we could be possibly getting gravitated. And if this S&P 500 market is going to see this reversal, then definitely also the price of Bitcoin is going to see another retracement. And now let's look at the price action of Bitcoin. So now if we look at this in a weekly time frame for Bitcoin, I want to show you this one scenario which you have to take into consideration, because whenever in the past Bitcoin price action we were above this 50 weekly moving average, right, you can see the trend was clearly in an uptrend. But once the price broke the support from this 50 weekly moving average, we got gravitated towards the 200 weekly moving average before starting this new actual markup phase. Again, you can see as long as we were above this 50 weekly moving average, it was all good. We were in an uptrend. But once we broke the support from this 50 weekly moving average, we saw this retracement towards this 200 weekly moving average. Similar scenario unfolded here. We came back to retest it, failed to find support, and also this was more of a black swan event, you can see, right? Then we approached this 200 weekly moving average. Only after that we saw an actual markup phase. So right now, since the price of Bitcoin has clearly left the support from this 50 weekly moving average, in the past history, you can see this has always brought the price towards this 200 weekly moving average. But right now, as you can see, the 200 weekly moving average is sitting around 19,400. But until the price sees this reversal, right, if it's going to happen, we don't know where it's going to be. Maybe we are going to be around this 25,000 range or even 29,000 range. But in the past, after failing to find support at this 50 weekly, we have seen a reversal around this 200 weekly moving average. Only after that we have started this new markup phase. You can see here we came and tested the 200 weekly moving average, only then we started this new markup phase. Here as well, only then we started this new markup phase. Similar scenario has unfolded here. So that is the reason, if we are going to see another pullback around this S&P 500 chart, right, then this could be also indicating that the trend here could be weakening and we can be slowly heading towards this 200 weekly moving average. And not just only this one here, guys, if you also look at this price action in a daily time frame, we are well aware, we have talked about this Wyckoff price cycle, which is also indicating that, hey, we have to be extremely careful, because if you look at this scenario in a whole, according to the Wyckoffs, from this accumulation till the distribution, it is known as a markup phase, because we had that here in price action of Bitcoin, the markup phase, right? After reaching the distribution phase, we have this markdown phase until we arrive at this new accumulation phase. And right now, where we could be heading is also towards this accumulation phase. And we don't know yet where this accumulation is going to happen, but we are actually guessing if the stock market is going to show any sort of a weakness and also a reversal, then maybe the price of Bitcoin could be re-entering below this 30,000 level before forming this actual accumulation phase and starting a new mark up phase. So this is also one example you have to take into consideration. But if you look at the current scenario for Bitcoin, you know, this is exactly what we talked on my yesterday video. Price getting gravitated around this Williams alligator indicator, which was around 38,000, and only if we break above this 38,000, find support above it, then we will be seeing this 40 to 41,000 price target also being approached. But exactly when we came around this 38,000 range, we got a rejection, and now the price is holding its ground around this 36,500 range. So if the price of Bitcoin is going to fail to continue this rally breaking off this 38,000, then this will also indicate a sign of weakness, where we could be again heading towards this 35,000 price area to find a proper support. Because we know in a different way, if you look at the same example at the area where we got a rejection, 38,000 range, you can see this is also the area where the monthly S1 line is lying, and in the past we got a rejection from this monthly S1 line. You can see here, after that we got this reversal, and here we are also getting rejection from this 38,000 monthly S1 line. So if this is going to play out just like it from past Bitcoin price action, then this is a clear sign of danger. So to invalidate this, we have to clearly find a proper support above this 38,000 price level at any cost. Otherwise, this is a clear sign of weakness. And not just only because of this Williams alligator indicator, we were getting rejection around this 38,000, and even the CPI line, the resistance line, right? But we were well aware this exact pattern has been unfolding again and again, and every time we lost the support, we always saw a bigger price retracement. So that's why on my yesterday video I made it very, very clear, if the price of Bitcoin is not going to find a proper support of 38,000, then that could be, right, a sign of weakness, where we could be forming an exact movement just like here. You can see impulsive movement could not last longer, and then a corrective movement here as well. So this should not end in this manner. So that's why, guys, for us it's very, very important that the price of Bitcoin breaks above this 38,000 resistance and finds support above it to see any kind of impulsive movement. Otherwise, staying below this 38,000 would indicate a sign of weakness. We could see some more consolidation, price retesting the 35,000 range, and also breaking here to the downward direction. And this is not what we want to happen. That's why for us in the medium short term, this 35,000 support must hold the price, and to the upside for an actual movement, 38,000 resistance must be flipped into support. So these are some of the interesting scenario I wanted to share with you in today's video. If you enjoyed my work, guys, then please hit the like button, and for those individuals watching this for the first time, hit that subscribe button and the bell. So by saying this, I'm signing out. My name is Anup. Bye bye, guys.